Welcome back to Navigating Cancer. I'm Dr. Joey Bennett along with Wendy Hall, and we're joined today by Monica Payne. Again, Monica's with the University of Florida Extension.
You like saying that, don't you?
I do like that. I mean,
He's got the colors.
I've got the colors. I've got two children who are up there.
You should see his office,
so,
Monica.
Yeah, it's a shrine.
Okay, cool.
So we're talking about obesity, we're talking about dietary habits, and we're trying to stress to everyone who's watching us today the importance of a good diet, but along with that, the importance of a good body mass index or body weight. Based upon your height, your age can change a little bit, but we really need to be struggling as a society to get into better shape, because I don't know about you, if you walk around the mall, if you walk around the Manatee Festival, if you walk to any of these things, the Strawberry Festival, just take a look around you and see if you don't think that we're seeing a lot more people who are obese, and not only more people who are obese, people who are morbidly obese. I mean, give us an idea about what has happened over the past 30 years from this standpoint in this country.
Well, it's crazy. As Wendy mentioned, we've just gotten more and more people that are overweight and obese in this country, and then younger people that are in the same situation, overweight. And our portion sizes have grown very big, and so people just think that what they're served is actually what's normal, and we actually have a problem to figuring out what we're supposed to be eating, and that's contributing as well. Also, not being physically active is another problem. You have a lot of kids that are using computer games and sitting a lot. There's a lot of screen time. That's a real problem as well. They're not actually getting out physically active. Like when we were kids, we were actually climbing trees and running and playing football and stuff like that.
Well, I think the other thing we were doing when we were kids is we had PE.
Right.
I mean, I graduated from high school in 1979, and I mean, we had an hour of PE every single day, and it was not something that you could volunteer for. It was mandatory that you did.
Yeah, and it set that for your life, that was an important part of your life.
I mean, and I can look back at my graduating class. I literally can remember maybe 2 people that were overweight in my graduating class. And that's not what you see now walking down the aisle of a graduation at our local high schools.
Exactly, absolutely. And the main thing is we want to, anytime we consume more calories than we need for the day, if we do that over time, what happens is we start to gain weight. Even 100 calories extra a day. 100 calories is how much is in this little can of soda. And you've seen sodas, how big they really are. So this is 8 fluid ounces, and it has 100 calories. So an extra, it doesn't matter if it's this or something else, that we consume 100 extra calories a day.
So just a single regular 12-ounce soda, based upon that, would have about 150 calories in that can. And that 150 calories adds up if it's day after day after day.
Right, even the 100 calories at the end of the year would be 10 pounds of weight gain. So, so we want to, and we really want to avoid that, because we know obesity is associated with a lot of chronic conditions as well as cancer.
And there is an alternative to that can of soda that's sitting right beside it.
We could drink water, that it has no calories, and it's what we need. It's the nutrient that we need to be healthy.
And that's actually a change that I've made lately. I would drink 6 or 7 cans of diet soda a day, and I've eliminated them, started drinking water, and now I don't even miss it. And I know I wasn't getting the calories, but I'm concerned a lot about the sugar substitutes, that there may be links to dementia from some of them, and so water is here for a reason, and it makes up a massive amount of what we are made of for a reason. It's because it's good for you.
Exactly.
Now, what is this? It's bothering me here.
That is 5 pounds of body fat.
It's simulated.
Of course, it's not real body fat, but it's simulated to show us what it looks like, what it feels like, and how you can see how bulky it is, and how it really wouldn't look that nice in your pants or in your dress or whatever. It just kind of hangs out there, right, on your belly or whatever. So that's what 5 pounds of body fat would look like. In contrast, we have 5 pounds of muscle, and I wish you all could,
it's amazing.
Feel what this feels like.
It is amazing how easy it is to pick up this big thing, and this is so dense and heavy. It's like picking up a 5-pound weight, and I think one of the things to look at here is to realize a lot of times when people are slightly overweight and they start eating right and they start exercising, they'll lose a little bit of weight initially, but then sometimes they get disappointed because the weight doesn't keep going down. And the reason being is that if you're doing these things and you're building up muscle in your body, this much muscle weighs just as much as this much fat. So you literally could run into a situation to where you lose some, but this is good. I mean, you know, that's what you want to see. You want to see muscle. You don't want to see this, because if this is around your belly, it's probably around your heart. It's probably in every vessel in your body. And it's not only heart attacks and strokes. This is related to cancer, though, because the metabolism of fat is involved in how our body processes sugars and how our body processes fat. And when you look at obesity and fat levels, the more obese a person is, the more fat you have, the higher your hormone levels tend to be. So men tend to have higher levels of testosterone, women can have higher levels of estrogen, and this is why you start seeing the obesity linked to prostate cancer, breast cancer, it's linked to colon cancer, esophageal cancer, uterine cancer in women. So obesity is tied to a lot of other cancers, not just heart disease and strokes and things of that nature. And when we talk about this being tied, you know, obesity being tied to 1/3 of the cancers that we see in this country, think about how many lives we could save there, but also think about how many lives we could save from heart attacks and strokes, diabetes and other health problems that go along with it. So how do we get from here to here?
We have to be physically active, and we also have to watch what we eat so that we're not consuming a lot of added sugars, added fats, saturated fats, things like that. We want some fat, but it needs to be the healthier oils. And we want to watch our calorie intake so that we're not consuming more than we're actually burning off. And the more muscle we create by being active is going to help us burn calories as well, because this burns a lot more calories than that would.
Yeah, so. I mean, fat doesn't burn calories, but working out your muscles does burn the calories. And so getting on one of the old-fashioned things that just shook you up to, you know, you're not putting a lot of effort out. The machine may be working hard, but you're not. With this activity, though, goes diet. And I mean, how many calories do you think an average person, let's say that you've got someone who's 5'8", 160, 170 pounds, what kind of caloric intake should they be looking at on a daily basis?
Well, what we would do is we'd have them actually go to the choosemyplate.gov, and they can actually find out for their, because it's going to be based on their age, their gender, how active they are. So they can actually put that in. They also could put their weight in, and they can tell if they're, let them know if they're trying to lose weight or that kind of thing.
I can tell you, for me,
it would be,
for me, I need less than 1,200 a day to not keep gaining weight.
And I'm like at 1,600, so it really varies a lot.
It depends upon your activity. If you look at Michael Phelps, when he's training, he eats 6,000 calories a day, and he's all this. So, great information. When we come back for the final segment, we're going to get into a balanced food plate.